The Supreme Court's Second Amendment ruling yesterday, really, in my view, is just as pro-life as today's Roe ruling, okay? And we've got Steve Miller to talk about it, former White House senior policy advisor, founder of America First Legal, my great pal. Steve, I don't want to, overlook Roe in your segment, but I'm just saying, and here's where, Clarence Thomas had some loose lips today, but putting all that aside, Thomas at his best on this ruling overturning New York State's Sullivan Law, he invoked the 14th Amendment along with the Second Amendment, right? So the right to bear arms, yes, but also the Equal Protection Clause. Everyone has the right to bear arms and carry their weapons outside of the home. And I just think this is a very important precedent. What you thinking?
No, I couldn't agree more. The ruling in the New York gun case is an incredible victory for liberty in the United States. And the idea that the Second Amendment is not only a safeguard against the tyranny of the federal government, but also overreaching state laws that unduly restrict the ability of Americans to exercise a foundational right. And I saw Governor Hochul make a statement, something to the effect of, well, when this was written, people use muskets, so the Second Amendment should only apply to the carrying of muskets, which without any sense of irony, she said using modern television that didn't exist when the Constitution was written. And of course, the amendments that we enjoy that protect our freedoms apply to technology as it exists today. And just like criminals use modern weapons to threaten, harass, and kill Americans, Americans should be able to use modern weapons like handguns to be able to defend their lives, particularly in a state like New York where crime is truly out of control.
I mean, I know not everybody agrees, but, years ago, John Lott did a study. There have been other studies, and there are some studies that disagree, but I will just say there are those who have a point of view, serious people who have a point of view, that if the citizenry is armed, now they have to still go through, mental health care. They're going to check their back records to see if they've committed crimes and things of that sort. But having passed those hurdles, people have a right to bear arms, and that bearing arms may actually reduce crime, may actually reduce shootings. I mean, it's a strong point of view.
There's an extraordinary amount of literature to that effect. I mean, you mentioned John Lott's literature as being the foundational scholarship that's been done in that area. First of all, as Justice Thomas said, the Second Amendment is not a second-class right. And so it exists with exactly the same amount of primacy as the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the entire Bill of Rights. And it cannot be infringed upon simply because a government may wish to do so. It is a bedrock right, core to liberty. And our founders understood that this was the case, and that's why it is indeed in the Bill of Rights. But with respect to crime, I mean, yes, this has been proven time and time and time again. We look at states or we look at cities that have extremely restrictive gun laws, and they also have pervasive crime. Chicago, of course, has been an example of this for a very long time. For years, D.C. had a near total ban on handguns in effect, and it was one of the most violent, dangerous, deadly cities in the world. And so we know for a fact that when law-abiding citizens carry weapons, that they are actually able to be successful in reducing crime. And in particular, if you look at street crime, if criminals think there's a chance the person they're going to be mugging or assaulting may have the capacity to defend themselves, that is a huge deterrent to street crime, not only with guns, but street crime with all manner of weapons, including fists, including knives, including everything else.
Well, buddy, I happen to agree with you. I just happen to agree with you. Incidentally, New York, which some people think have the strictest gun laws in the country, is going through an unbelievable crime wave. Murders, homicides, guns, you name it. So they need to find a different way also.
It's tragic.
We need some tough prosecutors, too. Steve Miller, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.